Lakers already made their decision. More than likely, this match in L.A., this is going to be Luka Doncic's team going forward. So what should LeBron James be feeling, Myron? Because either the Lakers are hell-bent to move on from him before he wants to move on from them.
I think he should probably feel frustrated, but the Lakers never go out easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's never easy, I think, to part ways with a legend, with a real legend. Look at what happened at the end with the 49ers and Jerry Rice, Joe Montana. The NFL, Tom Brady, everything that happened with the Patriots. And obviously, Michael Jordan, as we saw from The Last Dance, wanted another year. He wanted another run with that team. So I don't think there's ever a good way to have an amicable divorce with the legends. They always think they can play longer. They always think they can make a great impact. At some point, I think the team has to say, no, we got to move on to the next guy. So I think that's what the Lakers are doing. And I think it's just going to be an ugly season. Because, LeBron James is going to make sure that people know how he feels. And that's going to be the top of the conversation. But I also can't blame the Lakers for saying, we got to move on to the guy in his 20s and move past the guy in his early 40s.
So, Myron, with that being said, would it be more beneficial for LeBron and the Lakers to part ways, in your opinion?
Yes. Because they're not going to be able to deal with the story. At the end of the day, they're not going to be able to put this to bed. We're going to go to these press conferences, and we're going to ask about LeBron and the Lakers turmoil. We're not going to ask about just Luka. So I think there's the chance that it turns into friction between those guys. We see it in the NFL, Harry, all the time, right? You bring in a quarterback, a young guy, he's pushing the veteran. This happens a lot. In the NBA, we see less of it. So I think to make it less of a story, ask LeBron what he wants. Try to work it out. Put him in a place where he wants to maybe end his career or at least play this season and let Luka start fresh, because I think that has to be a part of it too. I think Luka deserves the opportunity to start fresh at a place that he didn't really fit, but now he's getting ready to sign this long-term deal.
So, Myron, I would give our listeners a prime example. When you look at the Cleveland Browns and their quarterback situation, there are going to be people asking about Shedeur Sanders more so than it is going to be people asking about Joe Flacco or Kenny Pickett.
And that's a problem, right? Because here's the thing to me. What happens a lot of times in these situations is, the PR people for these teams will say, hey, listen, these guys don't want to talk about it. They don't want to answer any more questions. Don't ask, right? And you know what we do? We're going to keep asking the same question because that's the job. You remember, Harry, the Eagles with Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts and what happened with that situation. And people were taking sides, and there were all these reports about what was happening in the locker room. I think that's the danger of what could happen with the Lakers if they don't do something before the season that settles this for everybody involved.
ESPN reporter, ESPN radio host Myron Metcalf joining us on Love Friday on Freddie and Harry on ESPN Radio, the ESPN app.